Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, Allie begins her journey as a coffee drinker.
Also, surprise, surprise, surprise. Amazon has been tricking us this whole time.
All that and more on the way next. Thanks for checking out the RadioU Podcast with Hudson and Allie. Remember that our fall fundraiser is still going on, and you can donate to keep this podcast and everything else we do at RadioU going strong and completely ad-free at RadioU.com or in the RadioU app. Allie, the MLB season is over.
Yes.
The playoffs are here, and so we got to do a couple things. We got to look ahead to the playoffs, and we have to look back at our predictions. We made predictions at the beginning of the year. We made predictions around the All-Star break, like the mid-season predictions.
Yep.
And so we've gotta hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah, that's what
what we have said.
That's what we said in our very first break about this MLB season was we were going to give our World Series picks and hold ourselves accountable because we were going to listen back and remember what we said.
And you can check back on this. The March 27th episode has our season-long predictions, and the July 18th episode has our bold predictions for the second half of the season.
Yes, indeed. So let's start with World Series because we picked World Series at the beginning of the year before the season started. I think it was like day one. The games were going to start that day. We were so excited, and we picked our World Series champs.
And we both had the Phillies going to the World Series.
Yes.
I had the Red Sox beating the Phillies in the World Series. You somehow did not pick a team from the American League to make the World Series.
I think we didn't format it well enough. Like now we know like what we should do because we did this with our NFL picks, and I love that we have created a system where we're like, all right, give us the NFC champ, give us the AFC champ, and who's going to win the Super Bowl. So we're going to have to do that next year with our baseball preview. But I just said outright who was going to win the World Series.
What's funny is also if you go back and listen to the episode, it's like you had never thought.
Well,
like I sprung the question on you, and it was like you had never thought about.
It's not that I had. It's not that I had not thought about it, but it was more that I was kind of hoping somebody from the American League would win it. But then as I was looking at the teams, I was like, nah, I'm not feeling the American League. I'm actually feeling the National League, but not the Dodgers. I made that clear. And so it was the Phillies that I decided to go with for the World Series win.
Okay, so you had the Phillies. I had the Red Sox beating the Phillies. Are you holding to that now that the playoffs are here? The Phillies are in it. The Red Sox are in it for me. Are we sticking with these? Are we sticking to our guns?
I'm sticking with the Phillies to come out of the National League and win the World Series.
I'm definitely sticking with the Red Sox.
Really?
Why would I not?
They have to come all the way from the wild card, though.
I think that can be beneficial.
Okay.
Because the teams that are going to have to sit, and the Phillies are one of them, and not play until, Saturday is when the divisional series gets started. Teams don't sit for 6 days at all. So you're going to be, I don't know about rusty, but like sometimes the teams that win in this early wild card round get a lot of momentum. Like,
they do.
Especially like a team that's playing hot like your Guardians. It's a big opportunity for them to just keep on going, where if they, like the Mariners are kind of a hot team, they have to take a break now. I think that's going to break some of their momentum.
Yeah.
And so
that's been a theory for a while with this, like the buys thing. Should we continue the buy or should we get rid of it? Because these teams, it might not actually be a benefit to them to have that buy. So I feel you. But I will say they have maybe the hardest route there because they have to go. I know they have a good record against the Yankees this season, but they have to go to Yankee Stadium, win 2 out of 3, and then they have to go to the Blue Jays. And obviously that series is a 5-gamer where you do get 2 games in Boston. But yeah, that's a hard route to the ALCS.
Yeah, but I mean, we've owned the Yankees this year. And Aaron Judge crumbles in the playoffs, especially when he's going to have to go up against Garrett Crochet and Brian Bello. So
how do you think you guys will do against Max Fried? How have you guys done against him this year? Because that's who you'll get game 1.
We've beaten him. And who would you rather take in a game, him or Garrett Crochet?
Honestly, Max Fried has more wins. So Max Fried might be the one I go with over Garrett, but Garrett he's got the more strikeouts. So you know what? I might go with Garrett because he's got
the
more.
Yankees are just going to strike out more.
They are a strikeout team.
Yeah.
They are a strikeout team. So I think the Red Sox definitely can beat the Yankees.
Now, in the National League, we both have the Phillies. I was trying to decide, is there somebody else I want to replace the Phillies with? And there's just, I
want the Reds.
I feel like I don't love the Phillies as much as I did at the beginning of the year. They did have Zach Wheeler, one of their star pitchers, is out.
Yes.
And so I don't love them as much, but also there's just nobody else that I really like more. So I guess I'll just stick with the Phillies. Phillies versus Red Sox.
Okay, Phillies versus Red Sox. I think I'm going to go with, on the AL side, I'm going to go with Mariners.
Interesting.
I want the Mariners to push it all the way. I would love for them to win a World Series. Obviously, I predicted the Phillies to win the World Series, and I'm sticking with that. But they've never even made it into the World Series. So for their franchise to have that would be huge.
Yeah. I think the Mariners are a fun story. I like the Mariners, and I like the Yankees. Or no, the Yankees. I like the Blue Jays. If the Red Sox cannot do it for some reason, either of those teams would be fun to see in the World Series to me.
Yeah, to me, the Mariners are probably one of the funnest teams in baseball right now just because of, Cal Raleigh, the amazing season he had. So it'd be really cool to see a Phillies-Mariners World Series.
Now, we also did mid-season predictions. We tried to come up with something bold. My prediction was that the Dodgers would miss the playoffs. I was off on that. The Dodgers haven't been, and we were on this from the beginning of the year, both of us.
Yeah.
The Dodgers aren't as dominant as was expected.
I think Vegas said they would win 103 games.
Yeah.
Weren't even close to that.
We mentioned how they were the biggest favorite to win the World Series at the beginning of the year in the last 20 years.
Right.
They could still do it, but they definitely haven't been dominant like they have been in years past or like they were expected to be this year.
Yeah, I think
But they also didn't miss the playoffs.
They didn't miss the playoffs. I think they will beat the Reds, obviously, but I don't think they will beat the Phillies, as we've said.
Yeah, the Dodgers have a pretty tough bullpen. It's not doing them well. I also wanted a homer pick of the Yankees missing the playoffs, which I said at the beginning of the year, and in our bold midseason predictions.
To be fair, I wanted that too.
Yeah. And for a while, it looked like that was going to happen.
Yeah.
They were really teetering there, but they turned it around. So I was wrong.
Yeah, they turned it around and actually got hot towards the end of the season. So because they were starting to challenge Toronto for that, for the AL East. But my bold predictions were I chose Garrett Crochet as Cy Young winner, which we'll see. I think it's a while before we find out who actually wins that. And then I chose, I said the Guardians would make the playoffs, which at that point they were way out of the playoff picture. So this comeback that they have had to make the playoffs, to not only make the playoffs, but win the American League Central has been crazy.
Yeah, that was a good call by you.
It was a complete homer call.
Yeah.
It just was me hoping in all of, what the Guardians can be, which is sometimes they can have some chaotic run and a miracle run, and that's what they did. They went on a miracle run in September.
Yeah. And what would be the most surprising thing to happen in the playoffs at this point?
I think it would be for the Guardians to continue their run. I think they'll beat Detroit, but I think they'll come up short against the Mariners. But there is something about the Mariners in the playoffs that's a little iffy.
Yeah.
They're just iffy. And
they have no experience with it.
They've got very little experience with it. But I think that would be my biggest surprise, to see Cleveland continue their absolutely dominant run that they've been on for this past month and continue that into October. That would shock me.
I guess the true most shocking thing to me would be just the Reds doing anything.
Beating the Dodgers?
It really is a David against Goliath kind of thing. But I also would be shocked if the Tigers are able to make a run in the playoffs, because I feel like they're
just so down, so bad.
Their psyche has to be out of it. But I mean, maybe now that they squeaked out a playoff spot, the Astros failed a little more than the Tigers did. Maybe they can kind of breathe a sigh of relief, and this is a fresh start for them. And they get a familiar opponent that they played very close against. If it wasn't for a couple boneheaded plays by Tarek Skubal of all people, maybe they don't actually wind up losing the division. So
yeah, but the season series wasn't super close, so we'll see. The fact that Cleveland won 2 of Tarek Skubal's games this year makes me think that they will be able to get it done against Detroit.
Yeah, and the Tigers, I just don't think past Tarek Skubal that they're a very good team outside of that.
Yeah, their offense has been floundering a little bit, but hey, it could pipe back up again. You never know.
It really is a wide open playoffs.
It absolutely is.
Which is fun that we don't just have to
expect the Dodgers and Yankees.
Year, everything went chalk, and hopefully we don't get that this year.
No, if we get another Dodger-Yankee playoff, I might be like so depressed.
Gag me with a spoon. Yeah, great news. Allie is back today.
Yes.
Allie, welcome back from Texas.
Thank you. It was a very quick little trip to Texas, literally like one day.
Did we talk with your friend about not having weddings during the fundraiser?
Well, it was not actually a wedding.
What?
They already got married. But they got married. They wanted to be married in a small little ceremony. But then, her mother-in-law was like, actually, I think we should have a celebration. And so they reached out to us like several months ago and was like, you know what, we're going to have a celebration for them. And so that's what we went for. But it's too hard to explain that to people. So I was like, I'm going for a wedding.
Yeah.
It's too hard to be like, well, technically they're already married.
I know. It took like 30 seconds for you to do that.
Yeah. I just didn't want to have to go into that story every time. I'd rather just take 1 second and say I'm going for a wedding.
So did we talk with the husband's mother-in-law about not having celebrations during the fundraiser?
As far as I know, they're not planning to get divorced. So I think we're good.
Well, why would you celebrate that?
Right. Well, I don't think I'm having it. I don't have any other friends that live in Texas that are getting married.
Got it. So how was Texas, though?
It was good. We had a fun time. We got kolaches. We got to go and see some different things. We were going to try and go to Buc-ee's, but, we just had no time. No time to do anything. Our flight got delayed, so we ended up getting into Houston at like 1 a.m. And so that gave us literally just one day in Houston because we were leaving we needed to be at the airport at like 4 a.m. Yesterday morning. So like it was the most crazy weekend of just like bam, 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 go do this stuff and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm sitting here right now, Alan Hudson.
It's amazing how a delayed flight on your way into
it ruined everything.
Weekend, can just because all of a sudden you really feel like not doing anything when you do have time because you need to get some sleep.
Well, that we did end up, getting some okay sleep on, the first night there, but, we really put a damper on things because we'd already made plans for what we were going to do when we first arrived. And obviously none of that could happen because you got there at 1 a.m.
Yeah. So. You should take that up with the airline. They should compensate
Frontier's
you.
not going to give us any money. They don't care. They do not.
That's your mistake. You flew Frontier.
100%. We know now.
Yeah.
Do not. I'm
Frontier,
sorry, Frontier. We're not flying you again.
They don't get the attention that Spirit does, but they are just Spirit. Like if Spirit ever disappears, we'll all just turn our ire to Frontier Airlines.
They are cheap for a reason. And just know that.
What's sad is all airlines are bad, and somehow Frontier and Spirit find a way to be even worse.
They really do. They set the bar extremely low for themselves, and somehow still don't even meet that bar.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're back, and we've got some fun stuff in store today. Now, speaking of football, Allie, it's also a miracle that I'm here today. Because I was up until past midnight last night.
Oh my gosh!
Watching the Packers and Cowboys, and it was all a robbery of my time because the game ended in a tie.
I was gonna say all for naught. I hate that NFL games can end in a tie. I've hated it since the beginning. I think it's ridiculous. We are Americans. We don't believe in ties. This is stupid. Get rid of ties. I'm not even a Cowboys or Packers fan. I don't care about either of them.
Yeah.
And I hate this.
We just spent, like 4 hours of time.
For nothing.
For a game that might as well have never existed and not been played. The Packers kicked a field goal at the end of overtime as time expired. And I don't know if you realize this, but in the NFL, I don't know how many years ago they did this. They shortened overtime.
Yes.
They've changed the rules, so no matter what happens, both teams get to touch the ball.
Right.
but they've shortened it to 10 minutes. It's not long enough.
It's real
You can't play
short.
another 5 minutes. Most games are not going to end in a tie.
Yeah, it's really, really short. I just don't, I hate the overtime rules for the NFL. I always have. I know college, there's a lot of people that don't like the college overtime rules.
The only thing worse than NFL overtime is college overtime.
Well, I would agree with you, other than the fact that we do get a winner. And so to me, I'm like, I don't care what it looks like as long as we get a winner.
There's, I mean, it comes up so infrequently that I guess it's not a big deal, but at the same time,
anytime
it comes up so infrequently, couldn't we just add keep playing 15 or 10 minutes at a time?
Until the tie is broken.
Yeah, because eventually it's not going to be a tie.
Right.
This game was, I mean, they each scored 40 points.
Yeah.
So the Packers, I have to give the Cowboys a lot of credit. I think they really got up for the game, and Dak Prescott played amazing. Their offensive line played amazing and kept Micah Parsons at bay. But also their defense is just no good. The Packers' defense was surprisingly bad, though. So I don't know. The Packers are now on their bye. It's early in the season, but it also feels like it could be helpful. What other games stuck out to you? What stuck out to you in the NFL yesterday?
I mean, I liked what I saw from Houston with a 26-0 win over, I mean, it's Tennessee, but I liked to see that. I feel like it was a get-right game for the Texans. And then I liked what I saw from the Eagles, pretty dominant at the beginning against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay started to mount a little bit of a comeback, but they just didn't have enough time to get something done. Yeah.
They missed some opportunities and just dug themselves a big hole. The Buccaneers did early on.
Hole. Yeah.
Obviously, the Chiefs defeating the Ravens.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Huge win for the Chiefs. They needed that. Talk about a get-right game. They needed that.
I thought the Chiefs were going to be fine, but the Ravens are now in dire straits. They're 1-3. Lamar got injured. I don't know the severity of his hamstring injury, but he's not the only one. They had a lot of other injuries yesterday on top of just even when everybody was in the game, they weren't playing well. So the Ravens could be in big trouble. Also, I think the best win of the day, and this will be underrated because it's not a sexy team, but the Jaguars went into San Francisco and beat the 49ers.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy's back.
Yeah.
So it's impressive for the Jaguars to go do that.
Shout out to Chad in Pennsylvania, the Jaguars fan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Did Chad text us about it? Not yet?
Not yet, but I know he's a Jaguars fan, the one Jaguars fan I've ever met or heard of, so I want to give him a shout out.
Fair enough.
Glad he had something to cheer for yesterday. And then we have to also acknowledge the Steelers.
I know.
Yeah.
The Steelers, man.
What a way to wake up on Sunday morning with Aaron Rodgers dominating the Vikings.
Was it dominating? They won by 3 points.
Yeah, but a lot of that was garbage time. Let's do our Monday tradition, the box office breakdown, looking at what made money and what didn't in theaters over the weekend. And, of course, let us know what you saw at 8772 Radio U. The number one movie in America is One Battle After Another.
Oh, wow.
Allie, you weren't here for the weekend watch list, so are you familiar with One Battle After Another?
Yeah, it's the Leonardo DiCaprio new movie.
Yes.
And I feel like it came out of nowhere. As far as I didn't see much run up for this film, but right before it came out, I started to see some trailers and some advertisements for it. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Leo's in a movie?
Leonardo DiCaprio movie, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yep.
And it was number one, which is good. It made $22 million. That's not good versus its budget, which was over $100 million. But I don't think that the expectations for this movie was that it would necessarily have a giant opening weekend.
Do you think it's an award contender?
I think it's an award contender, and the reviews are very good. And it's kind of one of those movies that it is like an action movie, but it definitely seems like it has an older adult appeal, as in the kind of people that will go see it, but not on opening weekend.
Gotcha.
Or maybe on opening weekend, or maybe a month from now. So I don't think it's going to make its budget back, but I think it will be in the Oscar conversation.
Okay.
And I am very excited to see it. It did beat out One Battle After Another. Beat out Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. Oh. Which came in at number 2. That was the other big release this weekend.
I'm sure Leo's so happy that they beat that movie.
I wonder if anybody who pulled off the one Gabby after another double feature this weekend.
Yeah, that talk about Barbenheimer.
Yeah. Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, did make $13 million.
Okay.
So a somewhat distant second. And number 3 was The Conjuring Last Rites, which has now been out for an entire month. And it made another almost $7 million this weekend, which brings it in just North America alone to $161 million.
Wow.
Allie, have you watched anything in the last week?
No. I gotta be honest, I haven't had any time to watch anything new movies, new shows, nothing. My focus has been on playoff baseball, watching my Cleveland Guardians clinch the AL Central Division, win that division, and then Ohio State get their first road win. So yeah. I hate to say it, but likewise, I've watched things. Yeah.
Just not anything new to report on. Like I've been keeping up on Only Murders and whatever my other shows are. I don't remember, but like I'm not behind on anything. But I haven't added anything new for movies or shows in the last few days.
I have not watched any shows, any movies in like days. Like since I watched the Justice League when I talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Dang.
I have just been watching sports or like YouTube videos.
The good news is tonight the Monday night games suck and there's no baseball. So you can watch something.
Maybe, or maybe I could catch up on my sleep.
You could finally rest. Let us know what you saw at 8772 RadioU. That's your box office breakdown. Allie, I hope you're thirsty. And also tired and in need of a pick-me-up because your cup says, I got you a coffee cup that says pick-me-up.
You know, I am very tired. I do have my Diet Coke here, though, which is helping me out. But yes, I have to drink coffee, as we shared in the RadioU podcast, where we shared our picks for the NFL and college football. And I lost. Here's how the picks went down. Oregon, Penn State, you picked Oregon, I picked Penn State. Yep. Oregon ended up winning that game in double overtime. Alabama, Georgia lost. Alabama, you picked Alabama, I picked Georgia. Eagles, Buccaneers, we both picked Eagles.
We finally
broke the curse.
Yeah.
Broke the curse. Chiefs, Ravens, you chose Chiefs, I chose Ravens. Chiefs won. Both of our upsets lost.
Yeah.
So you had a 4-1 week.
I know. I did pretty well. And I was so close, too. My upset was Indiana losing to Iowa.
Yeah.
Which was just close. Iowa, their quarterback got injured, and their field goal kicker missed a field goal that would have given them the lead with 2 minutes left. So they might have won. But I was so close to picking Illinois over USC instead.
Same.
Yeah.
I think I looked at that, but the spread was too short. I feel like it was like 2.5 points or whatever, and we said it had to be 3. But anyways, my upset was really close too because Tennessee very narrowly beat Mississippi State. But weirdly enough, my record overall is still a little bit better than you, but the runway is running out.
Yeah,
so
this is a tough week for you.
I got to get these picks in order here because I've had 2 bad back-to-back weeks, 1 and 4.
And so the punishment this week, it was going to be if Allie loses, which she did, she has to drink coffee, which she doesn't do.
Nope.
That wouldn't be a punishment for me, so mine was going to be doing a whole show with my hat off because I'm always wearing a hat.
Yeah, I think we need to bring that back. Maybe not for next week, but just at some point because I feel like we should try that again.
We can put it on the table, but I don't think I'll need to be punished again.
Oh.
I really feel like I'm feeling it now with my picks. But
you got real lucky with Oregon and Alabama.
Was
as well.
it lucky because both of them were winning big time, and then the other teams came storming back?
Well, that's what I mean. They had home crowd into it, so I really thought the momentum was going to swing those in the other direction.
Well, we'll have to talk more college in depth a little later, but first you do need to drink some coffee.
Yeah, I got this coffee here. Do I need to be worried about how hot it's going to be because it feels real hot?
It's probably pretty hot. I double cupped it.
Okay.
And I made it small for you so you don't have to drink too much.
This is just black?
It is black. We have no creamer. I would have put creamer in it, but we don't have any
coffee?
because nobody drinks creamer in their coffee here.
Well, no one drinks coffee except for you. So.
And Chris drinks a lot of coffee.
Yeah, but Chris works from home, so he's not here all the time.
All right, take a big swig. Take a nice big.
I'm worried about burning my tongue. This is hot.
You need an ice cube? You need an ice cube in your coffee?
Well, I'm going to take this lid off to let some of this heat out. You should have never put a lid on it. All right. This is so hot.
She's doing it.
I'm about to burn my tongue. I can tell. It's too hot. I don't want to drink it because it's going to burn my tongue.
Come on. Oh, I think she did it.
Oh, that's terrible, Hudson. How could you drink that?
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's so bitter. Ew.
Yeah, it wakes you up.
I hate that. No.
You know, I was thinking about it. Everybody that's ever done the morning show either started as a coffee drinker or became one. So it's only a matter of time.
I am not becoming a coffee drinker if it tastes like that.
Well, we don't have creamer. Yes, many people that have come through these doors in the morning do become coffee drinkers, but while they do drink coffee, it really winds up being a cup of creamer with a little bit of sugar. And you can ask Nikki about that.
I was going to say, I know a lot of people just load it up, and so it doesn't taste like that. That tastes like trash.
I think it takes... I don't know how you can like broccoli and you don't drink coffee.
Broccoli is good compared to that. How are those even the same?
They're both bitter. What are you talking about?
Why are you even comparing them?
Allie, relationship experts are warning of a harmful trend on dating apps. This definitely falls into the category of, I don't think this is new, but they've given it a name.
I was going to say, harmful trend on dating apps?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Right.
What? You're kidding.
So stop me when you've heard this before. They call it bio-baiting.
Okay.
And bio-baiting is the act of not lying in your dating app bio, but basically
pumping yourself up
with a bunch of interests that maybe aren't exactly things that you actually are interested in.
Oh, man.
Then you get on a date with the person and realize that they aren't actually as into skiing or horseback riding as they said in their profile.
Yeah, that is kind of funny as far as if somebody would put a hobby like that and they're like, actually, I've never been skiing in my life. But I guess it probably does happen more often than we realize. Yeah. People want to make themselves look good and desirable.
Yeah, you want to seem like you don't just sit around and watch Netflix all night. You actually have like a life and interests and things that you do.
Right.
And things that would seem desirable. Like skiing seems adventurous.
Yeah. To me, I think
hiking seems active.
Right. To me, I think I'd rather see that in photos on somebody's profile and not like just like these are my interests, because I think there's ways that you can list interests, but I'd rather see like in pictures like, oh, I've gone skiing before, or I've gone snowboarding, or I've done, snorkeling or whatever. I'd rather see that, like the proof of it, I guess.
That's a good point. That's one way to definitely to tell that if somebody's actually backing up what they say their interests are. A survey from the dating app Wisp says that 63% of people have felt let down after meeting somebody in person that didn't actually live up to their dating profile in regards to like the bio that they created. Yeah,
that's really sad. That's really sad that people are getting, I guess, duped by someone's profile.
And this is my thing is like, I see your dating app profile. It's like a resume.
Yes.
Where you can put whatever you want in there. And I don't even care if you've never been skiing, but you want to say that's an interest, that's fine. But you got to be able to back that up in conversation and be willing to go skiing.
Right. Because like a first date off of a dating app, you might ask them about some of their interests to get to know them. Mm-hmm. And so if you go into it and be like, what about the skiing thing? Tell me more about all of your skiing adventures. And they're like, well, they have nothing to say.
Right. Or they make something up on the spot that's clearly a lie.
Yeah, that'd be really disappointing.
The one dating app expert says that if you want to make sure you don't wind up getting caught by this, look for people that have specifics, like I'm going to hike in the Andes next month instead of I like hiking.
Yes.
This weekend was wild in college football.
So crazy.
Saturday night was I think as good as it gets.
I think we had some very competitive, very insane games. Big matchups, not only with Oregon, Penn State, but also we had Alabama, Georgia. We had LSU, Ole Miss. And I would say it all got started for me on Friday night because we saw Florida State lose in double overtime against Virginia. And so that was a huge upset. And then you also saw Arizona State beat TCU. I feel like that was pretty big. So
it was a good weekend for field storming as well.
Yeah, lots of it. Lots of it happened.
Virginia knocked it out of the park with their field storm on Friday night against Florida State, and Illinois got to do their own, which wasn't as exciting versus USC. But
no, but I'm glad for their fan base after getting obliterated by Indiana last week. They needed that.
But what about Penn State coming up short again? They got everything that they wanted. Home game. It wasn't a big noon kickoff. It was at night. Whiteout. Oregon traveling across the country, and they still couldn't get it done.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why I believed in Penn State to win this game against Oregon. The only advantage I gave them was that they were at home, but even a whiteout couldn't get it done. And we should have known this because just Penn State, they don't have there's something missing when it comes with these big, big games. They just don't have that little extra level to reach to be able to beat these teams.
Yeah, they did get it to overtime, and for a moment, it felt like maybe finally they were going to kind of get the monkey off of their back because they had to get a pretty impressive comeback just to make that possible in the first place.
They did.
Which it didn't seem like they were capable of.
Right.
But then Drew Aller in the second overtime throws a pick that ended the game, an interception that ended the game. It just seems like classic Penn State.
It does. I feel bad for them, but, Oregon, they're letting everyone know. Why has no one talked about us this season?
Yeah, Dante Moore, their quarterback, is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he may be the Heisman winner. Obviously, there's a lot of season left to play, but he looks really great. And then Alabama bounces back.
Huge.
I feel like everybody gave up on Alabama after they lost to Florida State.
I mean, their own fans gave up on them.
Yeah, that's right.
Their own fans wanted DeBoer gone.
What happened to that lady that said if she won the Powerball, she was going to use it to buy out Kalen DeBoer?
Right.
What was she calling it a Paul Finebaum this weekend saying?
Right. What? I'm sure they've completely changed their tune. I'm sure they're absolutely on the bandwagon now. They're like, I always believed in DeBoer. But yeah, that was a huge win for Alabama. They needed it to get their season on track. But let me tell you, Alabama's schedule does not get easier.
No.
They've got a lot of potential trap games coming their way and some harder games. And so I just feel like they need to stay on the ball the rest of the way. It was not like a dominant win. Both of those teams, I think, pretty evenly matched. So they got to keep at it.
It's crazy. It did go under, but it's crazy how it was not a defensive game. And for years, that was Alabama, Georgia. It's always defense, defense. Totally different now. Allie, did you see Mr. Beast's new video yesterday or over the weekend?
I did not.
You didn't watch? Yeah, I guess you were busy.
I was in an airport.
What better time to watch Mr. Beast than in an airport when you have nothing else to do?
I don't watch Mr. Beast on the regular, so I doubt I would watch him when I'm out of routine,
Well, you missed out because his new video, you're not going to believe this, he gets average person to do challenge to try to win a bunch of money.
Oh, really? That sounds completely like a new concept for Mr. Beast. He's really broken out of form here.
Yeah. In this case, one of the challenges that he had this person do for $500,000 was had to escape from a burning house.
Oh.
And so people are criticizing this, which I think I want to make this my new thing. I want to criticize every Mr. Beast video as being like dangerous or whatever. Because there's always people that do this like, oh, this Mr. Beast thing is ridiculous. Some of the comments, Mr. Beast is just a psychopath who wants to see how depraved people will become in order to win his money.
Oh.
Like, everybody's just upset. Like, he's the first person to ever do like this game show stunt stuff.
I was going to say, this style of video and also style of like concept, because there's been shows around for years that do things like this.
It's been
Fear
around Factor forever. Came around when Mr. Beast was probably a baby.
I was going to say Fear Factor has done this for years. And so, yeah, I don't think this is anything new. And also, I'm sure Mr. Beast is big enough that he's going to have like the proper, emergency protocol and all sorts of, safety stuff in place for a video like this. He's not some random YouTuber doing this. It's Mr. Beast.
Yeah. He's got the budget. If he's got the budget to give away $500,000, he's got the budget to have safety and, the safety people on hand to make sure that this stunt was done safely. The person agreed to it.
Right.
It's not like he involuntarily trapped them in a house that was on fire.
Even though it makes it seem like that. Here's my biggest issue with the Mr. Beast stuff is it's like the thumbnails and the titles for the video, I feel like are complete clickbait. because in the thumbnail, it's like Mr. Beast tied up in a burning down house. And so, it's just like that type of stuff drives me up a wall because it's all clickbaity.
I'm convinced that it is clickbait, and I'm convinced that the people that criticize it the most are the people that aren't even watching.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As like they look at the thumbnail and they're like, oh my goodness, this is so depraved or whatever. And it's like, you didn't actually watch the video because it's nothing like what the thumbnail and the title are.
I mean, people are joking, but at the same time, when you're like, Mr. Beast legit showing that in a few years he will create his own annual Purge or his own Squid Games.
Oh, he's not doing that.
He's already done Squid Games, and guess what? Nobody died.
No one died.
I just don't understand. I don't know. Is Mr. Beast my favorite person in the world?
No.
Like, not my favorite content creator. He's fine. I watch it often, but not always. But there are so many people that are worse. Like, so much better uses of your criticism.
For all the bad things he does, he also does some amazing things with charity. And so I, in my opinion, can't really criticize him too much because he's like drilling wells in Africa and giving away free surgeries for people that just don't have access to basic health care. So I feel like the criticism is getting a little extreme there.
Yesterday, Ali, we finally got the announcement of who will be the next Super Bowl halftime show performer at Levi's Stadium on February 8th. No, it's not Taylor Swift. No, it's not Adele. That was another rumor that was going around.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, Adele, Jay-Z was rumored to be the halftime show.
I didn't hear that either.
None of those rumors came to be. I never heard any rumors about this, but the truth is, it will be Bad Bunny.
Wow.
Puerto Rican superstar is going to be the halftime show for the next Super Bowl. How do you feel about that?
I've never listened to any of Bad Bunny, any of his music. I've never listened to Bad Bunny, but he seems rather popular.
He's one of the most, if not possibly, he's up there with Taylor Swift of like worldwide one of the most popular artists.
Right, because a lot of the world speaks Spanish. Mm-hmm. That's like the second most spoken language in the world other than English, right? Mm-hmm. And so, his music, he has like a full Spanish album that's one of the most streamed albums ever. Mm-hmm. So he does great. He's got a niche for himself, and it has clearly worked.
Yeah. I'm so torn on this because it's so similar. Like, I feel like there's just no perfect Super Bowl halftime show anymore.
No.
Everything,
you're not going to please everyone.
Everything is too segmented, and so I'm really excited for Bad Bunny's fans. Like, this is going to be a really cool moment for them and for him to be able to do this. But just like last year with Kendrick Lamar, like, it's really cool for the people that are already fans, but it's so tough for a Super Bowl halftime show where so many people, even if they've heard of you, and even like me, I've listened to some of Bad Bunny songs, I don't know any of them. It's not my cup of tea, but it's so hard to win people over. Mm-hmm. So many people are going to be sitting there just not knowing what's going on at all.
Well, and I literally had this conversation with my friends over the weekend because we were talking about all the rumors about Taylor Swift potentially being the Super Bowl halftime show, performance. And I had mentioned to them, I was like, I don't think it's going to be Taylor because you can't make the Super Bowl halftime show bigger than the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And that's what would happen with the Taylor Swift halftime show. She's just too big. And so for me, seeing Bad Bunny, like I said, I'm not a fan, but I think it's cool. But I'm also just like, that's fitting to me because you can't make the halftime show bigger than the Super Bowl. That's the main show. It's the Super Bowl.
Did you hear this? Apparently they tried. They've asked Taylor Swift for years.
I know they have.
They asked her again and she said no because you have to do it for free. And she wasn't going to do it for free. Why would she? She's the biggest artist in the world.
She's going to get paid. Money. She's going to get paid.
Yeah, she'll be totally fine. The thing too is like some people will complain that people complain about Kendrick Lamar. People complain about so many halftime shows. You don't have to actually watch it.
No, that's what I do. I put it on mute.
Nobody owes it to you to put on a halftime show that you personally like, even though that would be nice. It'd be great if 21 Pilots was a halftime show.
That's my dream.
I hope that happens one day. But until then, we just got to take what they give us. The holidays are going to be here before you know it. It just won't be long until we're celebrating Thanksgiving and Black Friday sales. Mm-hmm. But one person on TikTok is sounding the alarm already on something regarding Black Friday sales that could affect you starting later this week.
Okay.
So here's the idea. This is all about Amazon. We have somebody on TikTok, the Rarely Company, who says, Amazon forces sellers to take the average price of the previous 6 weeks to set their Black Friday sale price.
Okay.
What does that mean? That means around October 1st, 6 weeks before Black Friday, sellers will start jacking up their prices on Amazon.
Oh, no.
Inflating the prices beforehand, so then it will still be like, oh, it's whatever percentage off on Black Friday, and Cyber Monday and whatever, but that will actually be what its basically normal price is because it had been jacked up for the last 6 weeks.
Listen, we've talked about not exactly this theory to a T, but we've talked about this before with like the Amazon Prime Day deals, which is now like Prime Days because they do it for multiple days for some reason. We feel like the Amazon deals are fake.
Yeah.
Completely fake.
They never feel exciting.
No. They never feel real. This feels like they just put the little sale price for you and make you think that you're getting a deal when really it's like it was always that before. They're just tricking you.
Yeah. This guy says basically many sellers are faking discounts by doubling prices
so that they can cut it in half.
So that they can cut it in half and make it look like a deal.
Right.
So what I'm hearing is we should start shopping today. We need to shop before the calendar flips.
That may be the case, but maybe what I'm hearing from this is maybe we should stop shopping from Amazon.
Yeah.
I get that they're very convenient. I buy stuff from them all the time, unfortunately, because it's just so easy to have it shipped to the house. Mm-hmm. I wish I didn't have to buy it so much, and I don't need to, but again, the convenience of it is why we shop at Amazon. But yeah, we've talked about this. The deals, the whole you need to shop right now because it's all on sale. That's all fake.
Yeah, and that, you know what, for Black Friday too, it's not just Amazon. It just feels like the Black Friday deals are just not exciting like maybe they once were. Maybe we were just more easily impressed in the past that people were willing to punch each other for TVs, or maybe now the deals just aren't as good. They're not punch-worthy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I should be glad they're not punch-worthy. I'm glad people aren't getting in fist fights over plasma TVs.
Even when we do get deals on Black Friday, everything is still too expensive.
Yeah.
And RadioU, we deal with this too. We have to pay all of our bills and everything goes up in price and all the equipment keeps raising in prices. Inflation running rampant.
I was just about to say, where's your tagline?
Yeah, inflation is running rampant. And so we need to combat that. We need your help to do it. We know times are tough, but just a few bucks can make a huge difference, especially on Match Monday. RadioU.com or the RadioU app.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.